Welcome to a casting call for a new reality show called What a Pain.
Thank you so much.
These 6 applicants are here to audition, but as you've probably guessed, the show isn't real. It's a setup to see if we can demonstrate something deeply rooted in all of us. As we explained earlier, we're hardwired to obey our parents, and as adults, that survival instinct continues with our need to obey authority. For instance, we listen to the police or firemen in order to avoid danger. But that same instinct to obey can be manipulated, revealing a darker side of our nature. This machine is called a shock generator. It's a replica of one used by social psychologist Stanley Milgram back in the 1960s.
This machine generates electric shock.
He was trying to figure out why so many average German citizens were convinced to go along with the annihilation of the Jews. He proved most people could easily be convinced to inflict harm on others if an authority figure told them it was okay.
Let me out of here! Let me out!
Continue, please.
This is how evil happens.
The aspiring contestants on What a Pain certainly aren't evil, but will any of them illustrate just how easily we can all be made to follow orders?
So basically the show is about how pain affects people's behavior.
Meet our first aspiring reality show star.
I want to be on What a Pain because it sounds like a very interesting experience.
She's told the game begins with one player asking questions to test another player's memory.
You can take off your coat.
Emily will be the contestant asking the questions. Now, meet Tyler.
You can sit right down here, Tyler.
He'll be answering the question.
If he gets it right, we move on to the next question. If he gets it wrong, something else happens.
That something else is Tyler getting an electric shock. Only Tyler is working with us. He won't actually be shocked, but Emily doesn't know that. Our casting director, Jeremy, asks Tyler to memorize 20 pairs of words. Emily will be testing him on them in a minute.
So for instance, hair color, bird wing, blue box, wild duck, ink printer.
Then Jeremy prepares to strap Tyler into our version of an electric chair. Remember, it's just a fake. Will Emily be willing to shock Tyler each time he answers incorrectly?
So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to put a little of this gel on your wrist.
Emily has seen enough.
Yeah, so...
This isn't really my thing.
No?
No. Sorry.
You don't want to try it out?
No, thank you, though. I think I might
Okay.
be...
Why
just,
not?
Just not my thing. I thought... No. Just...
Emily has no interest in shocking Tyler.
Okay, nice to meet you.
We have your contact info.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
But there are 5 other reality star wannabes. Will they obey? This is Julie. She watches intently as our casting director straps Tyler in.
I'm just going to get Tyler all wired up. Here we are.
Then she's escorted next door and given instructions on how to use the machine. She doesn't know she's being recorded on hidden camera.
Each time he gets one wrong, you will go up in voltage, right? All the way until the test is completed.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Great. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Cool. Let's do it.
The voltage marked on the machine goes from a mild 15 volts to a potentially lethal 450 volts. And just so you know, the voltage that comes from our home socket is only 120 volts. But the machine is really a hollow box and doesn't generate electricity. If any contestant appears emotionally distraught, we'll stop the game and reveal Tyler was just acting.
Okay, the second word is bird, and the options are 1
The
for
right
egg.
answer is number 2,
2
but
for
Tyler
ring.
pushes number 4, intentionally giving the wrong answer.
Exactly.
What will Julie do?
So now you're gonna get a little 15 shock volt coming at you.
Again, he answers incorrectly. And again.
Okay, Tyler, you got that one wrong. The next one is 75 volts.
At this point, we've instructed Tyler to cry out in pain. Will Julie continue zapping Tyler?
I don't think I want to keep doing this.
Please continue.
No, I'm sorry. I don't think I want to.
It's absolutely imperative that you continue.
It's imperative that I continue. I think that I'm like, I'm okay with it. I think I'm good.
Our casting director, acting as the authority figure, doesn't let up.
You really have no other choice. I need you to continue until the end of the test.
No, I'm sorry. I can just see where this is going, and I think I'm good. I think I'm good to go.
Julie stands her ground. Her compliance only goes so far.
Well, I just want to introduce you to a colleague of mine, okay? You mind?
Okay.
I'm Chris Hansen.
Okay.
And this is for a television show, but it's actually for Dateline NBC.
Are you kidding?
And what was going through your mind as he was trying to convince you to stay and continue to shock the contestant?
I didn't want to hurt Tyler, and then I just wanted to get out. And I'm mad that I let it even go 5. I'm sorry, Tyler.
Tyler tells her he was never shocked.
Making sure I'm all okay in one piece.
Julie stopped zapping Tyler after 5 wrong answers, but there are other contestants ready to take their turn at the machine. Coming up,
I'm going to hurt you, and I'm really sorry.
what was he thinking? When Dateline continues.
We're doing a series of social experiments
Oh, my goodness.
on things like obedience to authority.
We're trying to find out if these aspiring actors will follow their hardwired impulse to obey authority and shock someone simply because they're told it's okay.
Please continue.
They think they're here to be on a reality show called What a Pain, where it's all part of the game to administer electric shocks to fellow contestants. This woman drew the line.
I think I'm gonna leave now.
What will our next contestant do? She's bubbling over with enthusiasm as she enters the room, but will it last?
It's gonna hurt, but no permanent damage will occur.
She watches as Tyler, who's working with us, is attached to what looks like an electrode and strapped into our makeshift electric chair.
So this little gizmo is our voltage generator.
Okay.
Remember, Tyler isn't really getting shocked, but Latifah doesn't know that.
I am the worst when it comes to pain. You can just like pluck me and I'm like, ah!
She's told to zap him and increase the intensity with each wrong answer.
Perfect.
As our hidden cameras roll, you can see Latifah is visibly upset each time she has to shock Tyler.
I will administer 120 volts.
Okay, guys, this really hurts.
Please continue.
You can hear her voice begin to crack.
That was incorrect. I will administer 135 volts. That was incorrect. I will administer 150 volts.
Hey, that's all. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. I refuse to go on.
She gets more distraught with each wrong answer, but keeps on following orders.
I will administer 180 volts.
Get me out of here. I refuse to go on. Let me out. Oh my gosh. I'm getting like a...
Please go on.
She's clearly upset. Her earlier enthusiasm gone.
Like, I know I'm not the one feeling the pain, but I hear him screaming and asking to get out, and it's almost like my instinct and gut is like, stop, because you're hurting somebody and you don't even know why you're hurting them outside of the fact that it's for a TV show.
Please continue.
The next subject is wine.
Now we've instructed our actor, Tyler, to stop answering questions and to stop screaming out in pain.
If you don't respond within 20 seconds, I would have to administer 300 volts.
Okay.
Minister.
The room becomes eerily quiet, and yet Latifah keeps shocking. But she seems so disturbed that I decide it's time to go in and give her a break.
Hey, Latifah, I'm Chris Hansen with NBC. You looked a little upset. I thought maybe we should interrupt here for a minute.
Hi.
You okay?
Yeah.
Were you getting a little upset?
Yeah, my heart's beating really fast.
All right, well, calm down. Now, why did you continue to shock him?
I didn't know what was going to happen to me if I stopped.
What was it about Jeremy that convinced you that you should keep going here?
He had no emotion. I was afraid of him.
We'll get back to Latifah in a minute. Right now, another contestant is ready to go. So far, our participants have been women. How will a man do?
And it's just a very simple piece of equipment.
Will he stand up to our casting director? Aaron Eat gets right into the game and quickly works his way up the shock panel.
Hope you don't miss this because the voltage is going to be 105.
While Aaron Eat seems sympathetic, he doesn't hesitate to flick the switch.
I'm really sorry. We are now at 120 volt.
He never questions the authority of the casting director sitting right behind him. He's praised for following orders.
Good job.
So he keeps on shocking him.
We are at 180 volt.
It's not that he doesn't seem to feel his pain.
Hey, Tyler. Does it hurt? I'm sorry. Here is the number 21.
But he goes on.
Ay, ay, ay. Oh, I'm going to hurt you, and I'm really sorry. Come on. You can do this. You can do this. We are almost through.
Good.
I can't feel my legs!
Okay, let's continue.
Now we've reached the point where Tyler goes silent.
So that's right.
We're almost there.
Will Aaron Eat finally stand up to authority?
Please give me an answer, or I'm going to free 405 volt in your body.
5 seconds.
5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. I hope you're doing all right over there.
Finally, 450 volts.
This is going to hurt.
The maximum voltage of the machine.
Good.
Hey,
I'm wondering, what was he thinking?
how did it go today?
Great, great.
Yeah.
I like it, yeah.
Did it bother you to shock him?
Oh, yeah, it did. Actually, it did. And especially when he wasn't answering anymore.
Now, what impact do you think 350 volts has on a human being?
Death.
Death? Were you worried that maybe you would electrocute Tyler?
No, of course, no.
So you believe the producers of the show had it all set up so no.
Of course. So otherwise I wouldn't go on. What's the point?
Now, the next thing I want to do is bring in Tyler because I want you to know that he's actually okay.
Well, I'm
Tyler's an
glad
actor.
to hear that, and I'm glad to see that. I didn't hurt you, actually, did I?
No.
Yeah, I had Jeremy here telling me keep going. I was like, well, it should be everything all right.
He was a
so-
pretty good host here, wasn't he?
Yeah. So, let's say that I left all the responsibilities up to him and not to me.
We asked psychologist Michael Shermer what was going on here.
They're all looking at your actor for the cue that, is this okay?
In other words, if an authority figure says the behavior is acceptable,
You can do this. We are almost through.
Good.
it becomes acceptable.
And boy, your actor was good. I mean, he had that authoritative look and voice down, and of course that's how it works in the real world.
And just like Dr. Milgram's 1960s results proved, apparently the human impulse to believe what we shouldn't and to go along with authority is alive and well. Think you wouldn't obey? 5 of our 6 contestants willingly administered shocks. 3 went all the way to the maximum voltage.
I got no more.
Remember Latifah? We stopped her because she seemed anguished almost every step of the way.
Latifah, there's something I've got to tell you.
Yes.
This is going to be on TV, but it's going to be on Dateline NBC.
Oh my God! Are you serious?
We're doing a series of social experiments
Oh my God!
to determine why people act the way they do.
Where's Tyler?
Hey, Tyler, come on in, buddy.
Tyler! Oh my God!
Tyler is an actor who helped us out, and he did not get
Oh
hurt
my
one bit.
gosh! I thought it was hurting you.
Dr. Shermer says any one of us can be manipulated into believing and doing things we shouldn't. He says it happens gradually.
The abuse gets a little bit worse, such that your standards of tolerance get readjusted upwards to where you're willing to impose even more evil than you ever normally would do.
So how can we stop ourselves from being gullible? The key, Dr. Shermer says, is to be conscious of our vulnerabilities.
The rub here is to find that balance between having a mind open enough that you can accept good opportunities, but not so open-minded you end up believing any and all wacky ideas that come along. There's a balance in there somewhere, and that's difficult to find.
No hug for Jeremy, huh?
So the next time you hear a little voice inside saying, warning, pay attention.
So what do you think the lesson of all this is? I mean, it's a little fresh, very emotional.
The lesson that I keep having to learn,
Yes.
follow my freaking gut.
There you go.
My instinct was telling me stop, and I kept going for whatever reason.
You'll be seeing more What Were You Thinking experiments soon here on Dateline. And check our website for an experiment we tried with a group of 5th graders. That's at dateline.msnbc.com. That's all for this edition of Dateline Sunday. We'll see you again for Dateline Friday at 9, 8 Central. I'm Chris Hansen at the American Museum of Natural History. For all of us at NBC News, good night.